That's weird. That's weird. Kind of weirding me out.
You are a sad, strange little man.
Crazy. This is crazy. This is crazy. Isn't that weird?
That's weird, man.
It's strange.
Welcome back, campers, to Camp Strange. I am your camp counselor, Alex Tobin.
And I'm another camp counselor, David Stokes.
And we're here to bring the spooky, weird, wacky, and strange back to your lives. And we got that for you.
Yeah, we got some of that for you.
Yeah.
To stow away in your pocket.
We're the plug. And, let's just start off with some weird news stories, because we just like to get into it. We like weird.
Yeah.
And there's always an abundance of weird in this world.
Couple ticklers.
So... That's something else, I think. So the thing that I have from the Huffington Post right here says, 2 men arrested. I don't know why I said it like that. 2 men arrested after they took turns shooting at each other.
Mm-hmm.
Did you read that one?
I saw a headline.
Yeah. So apparently...
Wasn't that here?
This is in... Where was this? No, Arkansas.
What?
Yeah, 2 Arkansas men.
Wait, were these the guys trying out their bulletproof vests?
Yeah, so they both put on bulletproof vests. They're both like one's 50, one's 36, and they both put on bulletproof vests. And they pulled out one of them pulled out a .22 caliber rifle, while the other one wore a vest, and he shot him directly in the chest. It doesn't say how far away he was, but he said that after when he was angry, the affidavit says the shot left a red mark on Ferris's chest, and that he was angry because it hurt.
No shocker.
Like, what the fuck do you expect? And then the other one says, the affidavit says, Hicks, the other guy, then put on the vest, and Ferris unloaded the clip into his back.
Jesus.
This is causing bruising but no serious injuries. You know what the fucked up thing is? That is literally like a scene from Super Troopers, basically.
With a metal cup.
Yeah, it's like literally this movie's supposed to be about like dumb people doing dumb stuff, and these guys are like throwing a bulletproof vest. So
see, I saw a headline from the rare occasion that I look at Facebook, and I thought that happened in L.A. and it said something about the deck, and I thought it was talking about the Hermosa bar, the poop deck.
Oh, I don't think people bring guns to beaches that often.
Well, no, the way it made it sound like they were drinking there and then went home and did this.
Oh, maybe. Yeah. I mean, it definitely happens more than one place in the world.
For sure.
It's happened many places, but that's actually how Johnny Knoxville got famous too. That's how he got discovered by, like, I just watched a documentary about...
Getting shot with a bulletproof vest?
He for like a... for the magazine, I can't remember what it's called. I just watched a documentary on it, but for like a skating magazine that was like really controversial, he was writing an article about self-defense weapons, and he got like pepper sprayed, he got cattle prodded. That was like the famous thing. But then he also got shot with a bulletproof. he got shot with a gun wearing a bulletproof vest.
Jesus.
And they have a video of it, and he's like super nervous about it. But yeah, it's scary.
You would
shit.
hope you'd be nervous about it.
I know. I mean,
Jesus.
They work, but not all the time, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm no expert.
Doesn't protect your face.
Oh, that's straight out of Dumb and Dumber. It was like, we put a bulletproof vest on him, and he's like, what if they shot me in the face?
Yep.
Yeah, what if they shot him in the face? We were willing to take that risk.
Yeah.
So.
All right. So I found one that is a fan of an Argentine football club dug up his grandfather's skull to celebrate winning the league title for the 3rd time since 1966.
That's probably the most horrifying and heartwarming thing I've ever heard.
Yeah, there's a photo of him just sitting there cross-legged in his soccer jersey with his grandpa's skull.
Is that legal if it's your grandpa?
I don't think so.
And they just like took pictures of him for the newspaper?
Well, I mean, it's not like they're just going to like arrest him. They're the news.
Wait, but it's like a human interest piece. It's not like a crime or anything that he didn't get arrested.
It's technically sports.
I don't know. I feel like that's the thing. Like in the South American countries, they love soccer so much,
more than anything,
and football so much that you can kind of get away with anything. Did you know about I know I'm going to tangent right here, but did you know about? There was I don't have any specific names or teams, but there was a referee in Brazil who got in a fight with one of the players because the player was talking shit to him. The player like punched the ref in the face and he got the red card, but apparently the ref was like super pissed at the guy and he stabbed the player on the field with like a knife he had after he punched him, and the guy went down, and the the audience rushed the field
Fucking
and
killed him.
cut off his head.
Oh yeah, they killed
cut
him.
off the referee's head.
Yeesh.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't fuck around out there.
So, I mean, I guess that's like one of the minor things that you could do involving football. You know, just like, hey, he won. We all get it. We all get Grandpa loved football.
It makes sense the ref had a knife kind of in the long run.
Why?
Because if they're going to run out there and cut your head off.
Okay, I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
You're saying that like probably all refs have,
Terrified.
No, exactly. If you make a bad call or if you make one that people don't agree with, like
Cost the game.
Yeah.
They're out for your fucking head.
yeah, you'll get like a bottle, some beer bottles thrown at you or something, but like you stab somebody, you're getting your head cut off apparently.
Yeah. I found another one. I'm just going to read the title here. Federal budget devotes $27.5 million to killing ants.
$1 million?
Yeah.
Wait, how many ants are you talking? We talking dollar per ant right now? How many ants?
Probably a lot of ants.
Well, okay, I need so much more backstory to this. Like, are they in America? Are they encroaching on our cookie factories?
I don't know. The top comment says, I think this is sensible. Fire ants cost billions of dollars worldwide every year. Controlling them is very important.
Okay, see, you wouldn't think fire ants. I thought the main insect... Okay, if I had to say main insect that caused the most damage, what would you say?
Termites?
Yes, that's exactly what I was going to say. I mean, at least for monetary-wise, you know?
Yeah.
And I wouldn't think fire ants. I've never seen a fire ant, I don't think.
Really?
No.
I think I've seen them before.
Where are they?
I don't. I think they're in warmer places. I feel like I saw one in Hawaii once.
Okay. No, that's the thing. Yeah. I mean, anytime there's like hot climate, the bugs get fucking giant. So
They get worse.
So you actually see them. High altitudes and high heat. Because when I go up to Tahoe, I sometimes see these giant fucking ants. And I'm just like, oh my God.
Yeah.
And you're always wearing sandals up there because it's like warm during the summer. And I'm just like, this is the worst time to be wearing a sandal. The bugs are gigantic.
Yeah.
So, and then I have one more news article for you. And I thought it was very wholesome. It says, distracted driver turns out to have 250-pound pig on his lap.
Holy shit.
So the police pulled him over and they're like, why are you swerving? And they said they usually catch people with cell phones or
makeup,
or
food.
exactly.
Yeah.
And this guy had a 250-pound pig, 250-pound pig on his lap. And it's like half on the driver's seat. And he said that the pig kept bumping in the steering wheel and like
Make him
swerving the car. And they asked him why, and he said that he was moving locations. He was like moving the pig, and he didn't want to have him be cold in the back, so he had him sit on his lap.
That's sweet.
It's a really sweet looking pig too. He's not like he's like a kind of like a boar looking brown piggy guy who looks kind of soft. And
I was gonna say, when does a pig become a hog?
oh, that's a great question.
Is it the hair?
I think it's the amount of mud.
The mud and the
You
hair?
see pig versus hog. Oh god,
Don't do verse hog. You're gonna get some crazy YouTube
This
videos.
is pig, hog, and boar essentially describe the same animal, but there are some distinctions. A boar is an uncastrated male domestic pig, but it also means wild pig of any gender. A hog often means a domestic pig that weighs more than 120 pounds. And pigs are also called swine, so pigs just get fucked in this. There's like, you're just a...
Like, you nasty.
Anything left is a pig or a swine, but that's interesting. So a hog it's a weight limit.
Okay.
And then...
Big old lap hog sitting in the car.
Yeah, I guess boar... Yeah, lap hog. I mean, it might have... We're lucky it wasn't a boar in the front seat. Uncastrated.
That's a messy situation.
All he has to do is see another hog going by in the car, and then that guy's got a problem on his hands.
He's got more to worry about than a car crash.
He's got more to worry about than his coffee and his cup holder that doesn't usually stay up, and you got to keep a hand on it. You know, my cup holder's kind of loose.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go. Now you know. Mike's Super Short Show.
Now you know. Sorry, what? What's Mike's Super Short Show?
Any Disney Channel fans back in the early 2000s know about that, but we're gonna glaze over that.
We're gonna let that one go, huh?
Yeah, that one's a good one though. Okay, let's. You got anything else? You got any other fun stories?
Oh man, I'm good.
Okay, then I guess we should get into these gosh darn spooky stories. Okay, let's get into my story. On the secluded dirt roads in the dense green forests of the United States Northeast hides a creature which for decades has been luring wanderers I can't see either of those words.
Those are tough ones.
Have
bud.
been littering, littering, and smoking the reefer.
Littering and
Sorry. Hides a creature which for decades have been luring wanderers and small children off the beaten path and into the dark foliage of the woods to feast with its fellow siblings on their favorite snack, human flesh.
Mm-hmm.
Their name is synonymous with terror, disgust, and mystery. But most importantly, their name is what defines them. They are the Melon Heads. Do you know the Melon Heads?
I feel like that's a derogatory term.
No? Oh, it is. It totally is. Yeah. I mean, once we get into what they actually are. But if you don't think of them as humans and you think of more of humanoids, then you're like, oh, it's like a Bigfoot. Bigfoot's derogatory, you know?
Yeah, it's a Sasquatch. The lost one.
Anyway, so now luckily for us, the Melon Heads, when I say us, I mean me, David, and I. Luckily for us, us Californians, the Melon Heads are not found any. You're not a Californian. I'm sorry.
I'm not.
You're
Oregonian.
So, but the Melon Heads are not found anywhere on the West Coast, but instead in the Northeast and Midwest areas of the U.S., mainly in 3 states. Do you know those 3 states where the Melon Heads are running rampant?
Nope.
It's Ohio, Connecticut, and Michigan.
My geography in that area is dirt. I don't know where anything is over there, so
I know where those ones are.
Yeah, sure.
I get confused sometimes around like the Tennessee area.
They get so small over
Kentucky. I know where Kentucky, Tennessee. Actually, I get pretty good, but like, you know.
Yeah.
Sometimes you mix them up a little bit.
Yeah.
So, those 3 states are where all the sightings basically have taken place. And although many other creatures have been said to roam these very same areas, like the Danbury Frog People, the Faceless People of Monroe, and the Mongoloid Village.
Oh my God.
The Melon Heads have become the most infamous. So I'm just saying that those are the other ones that are kind of popular. It's weird. They tagged them in this website to like a Wikipedia, and then you went to all 3 of those Wikipedias, and they're like, there's no information on these. And I was like,
yeah.
I wonder if somebody just made these names up.
Yeah. Well, I feel like half of those are very bad names to call people. So
Frog People, Faceless, and yeah, Mongoloid's not great. But,
no.
You know. Hey, I don't know. They got a village, so power in numbers, right?
Always makes me think of Eastbound and Down.
That's a great show. I love this show.
Yeah.
Now, you're probably wondering what these little bastards look like. And I can assure you that if you've ever seen David Stokes, then you've seen a Melon Head.
You're waiting on that one.
I wrote that. I was like, I'm proud of myself.
My head's not even that big. If anything, it's small compared to the rest of my body.
It just so you get to make all the short jokes you want, fucker, but I can't make a Melon Head joke.
Just saying.
Anyway,
I think we have the same size head.
So Melon Heads derive their name from their small humanoid bodies and oversized bulbous craniums due to one of 3 things: inbreeding, experiments gone wrong, or hydrocephalus, which is a condition in which an accumulation of cerebrospinal fluid occurs within the brain, which typically causes increased pressure inside the skull. So now, if you're older and get it, I believe it doesn't have as dramatic of a cosmetic symptom, but as a child with like an unfused skull, hydrocephalus can cause like extreme expansion of the cranium. You know, like because when you're born, people go like, "Oh, the soft spot. Watch out!" It's because you're literally
still growing into it.
Literally, if this is getting gross, but like there is no skull there, so if like you push down, their head would like get all lumpy and
you're
stuff.
Just touching
like that.
brain.
Exactly. That's why. Yeah, basically, in David's words, yeah, he is a melon head. He would know.
I'm a scientist.
But yeah, I mean, if you've seen these pictures of hydrocephalus, it's like it's pretty dramatic and horrible. A lot of it happens in third world countries where this stuff happens and they can't cure it before the expansion happens.
Mm-hmm.
And, so it's very unfortunate. Or also in Ohio, Michigan, and Connecticut. It happens apparently.
Okay.
So this is not a slight on any of those states. I'm just saying this is where it happens.
It just happens sometimes.
It just happens.
Sometimes that's just how it is.
Exactly. So now melon heads have numerous different legends depending on where you're from. In Michigan, they believe that melon heads were originally children with hydrocephalus who lived at the Junction Insane Asylum, who, after enduring physical and emotional abuse, they became feral and were released into the forest surrounding the asylum. Who released them?
Yeah, they're feral. Let's let them go.
That's like this guy's like, I thought I wanted a puppy, but I just can't. I don't have time for it. I'm just
gonna let them go in the woods.
Put them on the side of the road. With my 250-pound pig.
So I got a question. Is this a genetic thing? So, like, if two people with this issue were to mate?
No, it's I mean, I don't know if it's genetic or not, but it's I don't know, honestly. I don't know if it... I think it happens to people who don't have it, so I wouldn't think that it would be genetic. I think, like, if you both had, this disease, you would know that it was coming, and a lot of the times I think people are usually surprised by it and go, what happened? I think it's just an abnormality, kind of like something like jaundice, where like your liver is not functioning correctly, and it's just like leakage of cerebrospinal fluid. So okay. I mean, but I'm not, I didn't look into that because that's a whole nother.
You're no doctor.
Yeah, I'm no doctor, but yeah, it does make your head very, very large.
Dummy thick.
I'm insensitive. Jesus Christ, man. Anyway. In Michigan, some people also believe that the tortured children devised a plan to escape and kill the doctor that abused them. So they said there's like a doctor that tortured him inside the asylum, and instead of the legend where they got just released, they said that they found him and they killed him.
Mutiny.
And it said that the children had no place to hide the body, so they cut it up into little small pieces, which they hid around the mansion. I forget what the name of the mansion is. I'll think of it in a second because I wrote it at the end. I just don't want to lose my place. But there's a mansion in Michigan, I believe, that that is like one of the main. They say that the asylum used to be like
on the grounds.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So they're like, oh, it happened in the mansion and stuff. So some teens actually still say that they have seen the ghost of the children running around the mansion, and they can sometimes hear the murder of the doctor taking place somewhere deep within the asylum.
Ooh.
Or the mansion, whatever you want to call it,
Yeah.
When does a mansion become an asylum? if there's like 10 crazy people in a mansion, is that an asylum? Or is that just the White House?
Oh.
Controversy.
That was loud.
Controversy. That was loud. It fucking peaked. I didn't do that.
Yeah, that wasn't you.
That wasn't me. That was you.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck you. Anyway. Now, in Ohio, there's another legend which they believe the Melon Heads were originally orphans under the watch of a mysterious figure known as Dr. Crow. Now, Crow is said to have performed unusual experiments on the children who developed large, hairless heads and malformed bodies. I don't know why I'm laughing. David, I mean, you're sitting across from me. Like,
he had the name for it. I feel like when the doctor has a weird-ass name, like Dr. Crow, like, shit's gotta go down.
I just feel like I'm reading, like, your
My
Tinder,
life story?
your Tinder profile.
Yeah.
Hairless head, malformed body. Anyway.
A doctor did it to me. Looking for an angel to fix it.
I'm going to med school to fix this. Anyway, some accounts claim that the children were actually suffering from hydrocephalus and that Crow injected even more fluid into their brains. Because why the fuck not at that point, right?
What type of fluid do you safely inject into a brain?
Blue Gatorade.
Blue Gatorade. Yeah. all of the blue.
What do you think they started those commercials where they're all sweating that Gatorade out?
Maybe it was Gushers. Remember when they used to eat the Gushers and their heads would turn into like strawberries?
Oh, wow. Wow.
Yeah?
Turn into a watermelon.
Yeah?
Yeah.
There you go.
Wow. What a deep cut right there. That is
conspiracy theory.
That commercial, I was like infatuated with that commercial. I was like, this commercial is wild.
Mm-hmm.
I love 90s like food commercials.
They're so weird.
They're like, you want Doritos? And the guy just does like a backflip and catches a burger in his mouth. And you're like, Doritos aren't even in this commercial. Anyway.
Mr. Drip. Mr. Drops.
I don't know who that is. We'll get into him later. Okay. Eventually, the legend continues, and the children killed Crow, the scientist who was injecting blue Gatorade into their brains, and burned the orphanage down and retreated to the surrounding forest, feeding on babies of travelers as nourishment. I mean,
A lot of travelers with babies, I guess.
see that I always have a very
It's very
you know,
specific.
exactly.
Yeah.
It's Pacific too.
Pacific and specific.
But like I have a problem with them always going, they eating the babies, and you're like, you're not getting your bang for your buck. I
Yeah.
get it, it's tender, but like it's like eating it's like eating a chicken wing compared to like
The
a
whole damn
steak.
bird.
Yeah, exactly. The whole damn bird. Get that baby out of here! I want the whole damn bird. So, but like I don't know, maybe just babies are easier to handle. You could run a 40-yard dash with a baby in your hands, no problem.
Easy.
So, and these, as you'll find out, these fuckers are fast.
Oh.
Very fast.
I like speed.
Yes. Anyway,
Nothing gets me going than a good 40 time.
holding a baby. So, now in Connecticut, so we already did Michigan, we did Ohio. Now Connecticut's legend tells the story of an asylum for the criminally insane that burned down in the fall of 1960, resulting in the death of all of the staff and most of the patients, with 10 to 20 inmates unaccounted for. Kind of like Cropsey.
Okay.
Remember Cropsey?
Of course.
They're like, oh yeah, some people got out, we don't know what happened to them.
I
But
feel like we come back to Cropsey a lot.
no, I don't know. Maybe we do. No, I think like once or twice.
Okay.
I don't know.
No.
I mean, a lot of these stories are pretty fucked up, and
Yeah.
anytime somebody
really
talks
connect all
about
of them.
cannibalism, I'm just like, okay, yeah, I have 10 stories to reference right now.
You can kind of do what is it, the Kevin Bacon effect?
Yeah, exactly. How how many people are we away from Cropsey?
Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck, that's a documentary. So, but these 10 to 20 people supposedly went unaccounted for, and they supposedly have survived and escaped to the woods. So they're living in the woods. That's the best place for you to live if you're.
Hey, I lived in the woods,
insane.
so there you go.
It's really it's a nice it's a nice really counter. I don't know what the word I'm looking for is, but
Get back to nature, baby.
it's nice to like look at a bird chirping and like cleaning himself in a nice pond, and then just hear an insane man screaming next to you behind a birch tree.
Just snapping a baby in half.
It's like a go-gurt. He's just ripping off the head and
Frozen Go-Gurt?
no,
Okay.
not frozen
I'm
go-gurt.
just saying a Frozen Go-Gurt would have a much better snap to
We
it.
got to get out of the 90s right now. We're too deep right now. But like I said, the legend states that the Melon Heads appearance is the result of having them resorted to cannibalism. There we go. There's the key word I was looking for.
Yep.
In order to survive the harsh winters of the region and to inbreeding. So that's why they look like it. Cannibalism and inbreeding are a combo that you don't want to bring to the woods.
You don't want to miss out. Oh, I was going to say you don't want to miss out on, but yeah.
Yeah. I mean, unless you want hydrocephalus, because that's what they believed happened from eating people and having sex with your brother or sister. Hey, you could have sex with whoever you want, man.
Yeah.
We're all inclusive.
This is America, land of the free.
Land of the crazy people in the woods. So some people also believe that these old asylums and hospitals have underground tunnels in which the Melon Heads live to survive the harsh winters and travel and feast without being seen. So they're just constantly running around these little spooky caves, these little tunnels, and underneath these asylums or these hospitals. Because a lot of them in like the East Coast, like when it's wintertime, they can't go outside to like transport people. So they actually do have these underground tunnels. And although there are many different legends of how they came to be, the Melon Heads, I mean, there is one thing that everyone agrees on, and that's that Melon Heads are hungry, and they will do whatever to stop that hunger.
Every time you say Melon Head, I picture Anthony Fantano.
He's Melon Head.
Yeah.
He is a Melon Head.
He is a Melon Head.
For sure.
But every time you say it, I have that mental image, and I laugh a little bit.
You're picturing Anthony Fantano with the humanoid body and the twice this. I mean, his head's pretty big already, right?
Yeah, I think that's why everybody calls him Melon Head, but just wearing a flannel.
True that. So, Now I just want to get into 3. These are very short stories before I conclude, but just from what we know, Melon Heads, I gave you a little sneak peek. They're fast. They have sharp little teeth.
Wicked quick.
They have big old heads and humanoid skinny bodies.
You wouldn't think someone with a really big head be fast.
You're right.
Just the whole, like...
Aerodynamic.
There's the math behind all of it.
And they're skinny, too. But maybe they got, like... Maybe
it's like an anchor because they're so fast and so skinny that they would just lift off the ground, but it holds them down.
Yeah, like their head's a spoiler.
It's a spoiler.
That makes no sense.
It's math. It's cool. Don't think too hard about it. It's just math.
Okay, well, we're gonna find out how fucking fast these motherfuckers are right now. So, story 1 is Tony, a man from Chardon, Ohio, was driving with his family down the road when they came into a section of the road with fields on both sides. There was an irrigation ditch separating the road from the fields, and that's where Tony spotted him, he explained. I looked out my window and saw him, a melon head. He or it was running next to the ditch. He was going about 45 to 50 miles per hour. I just think that's the funniest fucking
No way.
image.
There's no way.
Like, this fucking guy with a gigantic head.
just any human shape running that fast is funny.
It is funny, but especially if you have a skinny body and a really big
You
head.
could be like the perfect body running that fast. It's still funny to me. Oh my god.
So, and they said, and the melon head was actually keeping up with us. So they're like an ostrich, basically. So he goes, Tony goes on to describe the melon head's clothes.
So they do wear clothes.
Apparently. I think they wear their,
I just kind of picture them not wearing clothes.
Me too. I was picturing more of a loincloth. I'm picturing kind of a Schmeagol, Gollum looking thing.
Like things that were clothes once upon a time.
Yeah, you get one set of clothes as a melon head.
Real raggedy.
No hats, all clothes. You get a flex fit hat.
Flex fit.
You know, flex
One
fit?
size fits all, baby.
Yeah.
Baby.
So Tony goes on to describe their
No
clothes.
Panama hats for you, buddy.
So they were wearing ripped brown pants, white shirt with red stains, and apparently 5'7".
So they drink a lot of red wine.
They're big winos.
Yeah.
I mean, when I drink enough red wine, I can get up to at least 45.
Yeah, easily.
And hell, I'll even eat a baby.
This is brought to you by Bogle Wine.
We're never gonna get a sponsor.
Hey, we're drinking Bogle right now, though.
Oh, you know what goes really good with this red? Enough, baby.
This is a real char-broiled baby.
Charbroil. Whipper Whopper.
Take her into BK.
Have it your way. This is brought to you by Burger King. So
Chicken fries.
he's also that's like all fingers. He was also 5'7", so hey, at least I'm not as short as a melon head. And you know what? Most of the height is head anyway. So
So the shoulders are hitting them about like 4 foot.
I think the head's at least. I mean, what's
At
a
least a
normal
foot.
head? No, a normal head's a foot. They got like 2 feet.
Yeah.
They probably got 2 foot head, right? If you don't know, David's holding his hands up to his head right now, trying to measure it. There's probably a foot and a half, maybe a foot.
so?
It's a foot.
I don't know,
Anyway,
I
they
still
got-
think I have a small head.
Okay, well they got 2 foot heads probably, but he was 5'7", light brown skin, large head, 2 holes where his ears should have been. So he is aerodynamic
Yeah,
to a
gotta
certain
lose,
extent.
gotta lose those.
Yeah, he probably ran his ears off. Honestly, fucking once you hit 50 miles per hour, your ears just start.
They're still floating down to the Earth's surface.
It's erosion at this point. It's like a stream.
So I was thinking they just ripped right off and went straight into the air.
Oh,
In that whirlwind he left behind them, and just
it's like Halley's Comet.
floating down.
Every 70 years, you get to see a melon head ear. But
It's good luck to catch on your tongue.
So the creature then jumped into the woods as their car went around the curve in the road. So Melonhead realized, hey,
Wait, can they jump high?
I didn't see anything about their jumping, but like it
feel like
only
if you can run
it only
fast, you
makes
got it.
sense. Yeah, exactly, right?
Yeah.
But they're skinny, so they have like marathon runner legs, but they don't.
But
they're not sprinters.
marathons aren't fast.
Yeah, you're right, because maybe they can't. I don't know. Maybe they're just superhuman. I mean, they're a humanoid, right?
Yeah.
Maybe having hydrosyphilis. I almost said syphilis. That's not right.
Hydrosyphilis.
It's syphilis of the water.
Yeah.
And
it'll fuck you up.
It tastes great, but it fucks you up. No, but I don't know. I'm no melon. I sound like a melon head expert.
Yeah.
I'm not claiming to be.
No,
you know? I'm just a fan, man. I'm just a fan.
I'm just a big fan.
I'm just on the sidelines cheering him on as he runs that touchdown in the end zone at 50 miles per hour.
The big score for the game.
Yeah. So okay, let's get into story 2 by Rich G, and that is a great rap name.
It is.
But this is his actual real name. So he says, I live in Eastlake, Ohio, not far from Kirtland.
Eastlake.
Not far from Kirtland. Oh, I love Costco.
I'm really hoping someone from Eastlake would have heard that, and it's something they do there, and they go, Eastlake. And I hope he was like, oh, shit, he knows.
And he goes, I'm Rich G.
Yeah.
So he goes, I've heard many stories and have seen many things in the woods of Kirtland. I've seen the burnt shack of Dr. Crow and saw the chain that the Melon Heads hung his dead corpse from. It's hanged his dead corpse from. I'm not going to get on you, Rich G.
Well, that's my mistake.
So, I know. It's
been a while since I fucked that one up.
It's been a while. It has. So, close by Kirtland, there is a small castle for, for picnics and barbecues. That's what castles are used for.
Yeah, it is.
And miles of hiking trails. When you walk down these trails, you can see some mutilated animals in the deep parts of the woods. I've been hiking back in the woods for as long as I can remember. Not one time while strolling have I not seen small dead animals and mutilated corpses and bones. Now, Rich G, I start to ask, that seems like you farted in class, and now you're trying to say, hey, who farted? That's crazy. Who farted in class? He's trying to call it out.
Who ate the bodies, dealt it.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
100%. So I think he's Rich G's killing small. I'm just gonna say Eastlake. Check out Rich G. Rich G is killing small rabbits and squirrels in the woods.
Eastlake.
Or this is the perfect crime for Melon Heads. Eastlake.
Eastlake.
Do you think the Melon Heads speak English?
Yeah, you'd hope so.
This last story kind of gets into it.
Oh, okay.
But
I feel like it would be
fully.
kind of like a rough version of English, where it's like they once had, they once spoke English, but now it's kind of like they kind of have
minimalistic.
Yeah.
I hungry.
Yeah, maybe like that.
Hungry high. 2 all beef patty, special sauce, lettuce, baby, pickle, onion on a baby bun. Something like that.
Something like that.
But yeah, also Rich G, there are other animals out there that kill small things. I'm not shooting him down, but why are you so deep in the woods? And also,
what are you doing out there, huh?
It's a circle of life, baby.
Baby.
Now, if you found a baby out there, let's talk, Rich.
Let's talk.
We got stuff to talk about. But when you can't get your hands on a baby, you settle for. Everybody knows when you can't get your hands on a baby, you settle for a squirrel or a sparrow, right? Rabbit, sparrow, small little things.
Nah, not sparrows. Sparrows are for training. There's no meat on those bones. That's just for agility training.
I saw a sparrow today, or a finch, a tiny little finch.
Mm-hmm.
He hopped into a store, realized he was in a store, and hopped back out. It was amazing.
Oh, wow. Smart guy.
Yeah, he's cool.
I kind of get excited when I'm at Costco and I see a bird flying around.
No, they're everywhere. All they do is fucking wait for you to drop your pizza crust.
I get excited. I'm like, I'm at the zoo. Mom, I'm at the zoo.
Mom, they got pizza at the zoo. Look,
toilet paper at the zoo.
Chicken bake at the zoo. I'm at the chicken bake exhibit. Anyway, so story 3. This goes kind of into the language. It doesn't tell us much, but it tells us a little something. So this girl, she put her whole name, and I don't want to put, so I'll just call her Kelly Top.
Kelly Top.
Kelly Top.
Can we just call her Carrot Top?
Carrot Top from Michigan claims that she was exploring the grounds of the then abandoned Felt Mansion. That is the name of the mansion that I was talking about. That's
sexy as fuck.
Yeah, Felt Mansion.
The walls are with felt?
What goes on? Or something else.
That's sexy as fuck.
It's kind of like the stuff it in,
Yeah.
So, she was at the abandoned Felt Mansion with her friends one night when she saw a man in the distance. He had an unusually large head, but she wasn't scared, she says. Then he started walking towards them. She writes, not knowing who this man could be, my friend yelled, hello, to try to be friendly. But all we got was a loud grunt, and the man continued to walk toward us, but now at a faster pace.
You ain't gonna outrun him.
Hello? He thought you said war. War! What is it good for?
Oh, man. It's been a while since I've heard that song. I feel like that song was everywhere. You couldn't escape that song back in the 90s, but now you don't see it that much.
War? Fuck! Anyway, I don't know.
Jesus.
Yeah, did I scream really loud on that?
Yeah,
one?
that was a loud one.
You turned down my headset. This is what happens.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that song's great. That song. Melon Heads brought that to the top of the charts back in the 70s, and it's been a classic ever since. So now he's walking at a faster pace, and at this point, the same idea hit all of us, and we all started sprinting towards our car. We scrambled in and peeled out of the parking lot at full speed, not slowing down until we were several miles from the mansion. So, I mean, I think that's the right move, right?
Yeah.
Anybody grunts at you, I'd say walk away.
Yeah.
Run away.
It's usually
away.
a bad first sign. Not a good first impression.
It's not. Do you know how many interviews I've walked into? What's your greatest skill? What? Grunting. Oh.
Take it or leave it. You assign whatever that grunt came from, buddy, and that's what I'm good at.
So, I'll wrap this up with... wait, I'll tell you right now, too. Usually, there's a kind of a weird thing where a lot of people say they spot him, not him, but Melon Heads on one of two places. Obviously, like in the woods, a lot of brown dirt trails going through these things, but sometimes like some roads, and they say two of them, they say Melon Head Lane. I saw him on Melon Head Lane or Dracula Drive. And they always say that. They go, it's kind of like another one of those urban myths. They go, I saw him over on Dracula Drive, and there's no Dracula Drive anywhere. So
okay.
It's kind of like a made-up thing, I think. You know,
anywhere?
Like Makeout Point.
Yeah.
Oh, I saw him over at Makeout Point, you know. Maybe.
Yeah.
So, like I said, I'll wrap this up with, in conclusion, just remember that next time you're in the woods eating your fruit salad, remember to leave an offering of honeydew to these hungry bastards, because they are cannibals. And let's be honest, you weren't going to eat that shit anyway.
God, you think you're so clever. Fuck you.
Give me something. I need something, please.
Oh, my God. All
Please.
All right.
You love that.
Loved it. I like honeydew. Fuck you, man.
Do you really like honeydew?
Yeah.
No one likes honeydew.
I love the honeydew.
Okay, but like, let's just say this.
Honeydew do.
Cantaloupe, do the honeydew. But cantaloupe, grapes, pineapple... What are you going... Like, what's the last thing you're going to eat?
The grapes.
Fuck, I love grapes.
I like grapes, but when they're in that mixture of all the other ones...
they're so much better in the mixture.
I feel like they're always like brown.
The pineapple juice on them and stuff.
No.
Pineapple's first, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
At least we get... Cantaloupe's really good, too.
So I go cantaloupe, and then I'll do the grapes, and I'll end on the pineapple.
Oh, so you go out with a good taste in your mouth.
Yeah.
I just throw the honeydew away. I just fucking chuck it in the woods.
I'll put that in a little Ziploc for me.
You ever seen honeydew disappear at 50 miles per hour? Because I have.
Jesus Christ. All right.
Okay, let's move on to the next story.
All right. So for my story today, I wanted to talk about someone who is very dear to both of our hearts. And a little bit about that person. So this person is he's a pioneer, an explorer, a human.
And I'm coming.
Dude, you fucking serious? When you tell me that you're gonna bring sound bites into this shit, are you kidding me? Why do we not have more sound bites?
Because I spent way too much time on my story today, and
that was really good.
Yeah, it was really hard to time that one up.
You know what I always want to do? Okay, from now on, since you fucking have this on there where you do sound bites, I want the Michael Scott thing where he does the murder mystery. Every single time there's a murder, we tell a murder story. They go, "There's been a murder."
Well,
I want that.
Just so you know, I didn't push a button. I just timed that up.
Oh.
I don't have a soundboard. I just had a
come
clip,
on, you
which
fuck.
was really hard to time up, and that's why it took me so long to do that.
Okay.
So that's right. We're going to explore a little bit about our boy Alex Jones. So there are a lot of things people don't know about Alex Jones, but the most important thing is
My heart's big. It's got hot blood.
Dude, stop. You're way too fucking excited about this. He's got a big heart and he has blood in it?
no. So
No, he doesn't.
So yeah, I wanna explore the top 5 conspiracy theories of Alex Jones.
Whoa. I love this.
Yeah. And
Is one Melon Heads?
one is most definitely not Melon Heads. So before we hop into it, I want to give, a quick little background to our sweet soul of a boy, Alex. Not you, but
Not me.
Alex Jones. And I could tell you who he is, but I could just let you tell him himself.
Here we go, people. This is the episode where we start using sound bites. So we're committing to this, apparently.
So what is it about Alex Jones? Let's let him tell us about him.
Straight from the horse's mouth.
I'm just an average guy who read public documents where the elite said they were going to enslave us and destroy America. And I'm not going to be like yuppie scum and deny the threat to my country. I'm going to fight back.
So
What the fuck did he just say?
he's a man who's fighting for our freedom. I'm kidding. So Alexander Emmerich Jones was born February 11th in 1974 in Dallas, Texas.
I love how this is a fucking story. I love how we're going into the background of this motherfucker. Okay, I love it.
And just so you know, that is the last soundbite I have. So
that's a shame, actually.
Well, I mean, there were so many, but I was like, I don't want to get too out of control with this shit. So he had a career as a radio host, podcast, they filmed it and stuff, and he was also a film producer and known for his show InfoWars.
He did My Bohemian Grove documentary.
Yeah, we've talked about him multiple times. So if you're not new to this podcast, you should know about him. And even if you are new to this podcast, you should know about him. So he was recently banned from any and all major forms of social media due to his outrageous views and aggressive personality.
So aggressive.
So, let's just get this show on the road. So Alex is convinced that our very own government has something he calls weather weapons.
Please continue. I have so many questions.
Well, that seems to be pretty somewhat self-explanatory, right?
Yes.
Jones has been warning the public for years that the government has used these weather weapons to wreak havoc on unsuspecting citizens.
Oh, like they create tornadoes and...
Yeah.
No.
And in one of his programs in 2013, Jones said, Of course, there's weather weapon stuff going on. We had floods in Texas 15 years ago, killed 30-something people in one night. Turned out, it was the Air Force.
What?
Yeah, he's just blaming the Air Force for that one.
Air Force. Remember when the Air Force created a flood?
Yeah, in Texas.
I'd leave that up to the Navy if that was me.
Well,
they know more about water.
They know more about saving people in the water. The Air Force doesn't know about the water.
Well, I mean, who? Oh, he's blaming the Air Force for not saving the people in the flood.
No, I think he was.
They caused it.
Yeah, he was directly saying that they were behind it.
Oh, but he's saying that the weather weapons are probably most likely in the air.
No, I think he's just thinking. He thinks everybody has these weather weapons.
Oh, but I was just thinking because there was a storm, so he said the storm was caused by. I was thinking more of possible. A tsunami. Tsunami is Navy for sure.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Blame the Navy.
Which big, huge news if that's true.
Big accusations. Big accusations.
Jones also mentions events of tornadoes, such as one that killed 24 people and injured more than 200, and he attributes that to the government, which he says the government can create and steer groups of tornadoes.
I don't know if he knows how long tornadoes have been around for. I mean, I guess that he's saying
Have they
that
been along longer than the government?
I guess he's saying
Checkmate.
that not all tornadoes are government related, but he's saying that they can create tornadoes.
Yeah, I think he accepts the fact that they are real things, but he thinks that the government can harness them.
What's the point of doing that?
Yeah.
Is that for like infrastructure so they can like?
It might be to like deter people from like focusing on something, you know.
But like I can see maybe globally for like I know when Puerto Rico got hit.
Yeah.
But like it just seems like we just spent a lot of money in trying to help Puerto Rico, but maybe I would need him to be like, dude, tell me why.
Yeah.
Tell me why. But a twister.
So the next theory of our sweet baby boy Alex is one of his most classic tantrum stories. I know you're more than familiar with this one, and then that is the.
Oh yes, wait. Are you? Can I say before you say? Can I think of what you're gonna say?
Yeah. Well, do you know the exact quote?
Does it have? Yes.
Okay, then go for it.
You ready?
I want an Alex Jones voice though.
Okay. The chemicals in our water are turning the frickin' frogs gay.
The quote is, "I don't like them putting chemicals in the water that turns the friggin' frogs gay." Jones refers to this tactic as a gay bomb.
Oh, God damn it! I forgot my fucking. I almost spit wine everywhere.
And he says the gay bomb was devised by the Pentagon. And in 2010, Jones said, and this is a quote, "The reason there are so many gay people now is because of a chemical warfare operation, and I have the government documents where they said they're going to encourage homosexuality with chemicals so the people don't have children."
What the fuck? So he's basically saying that they created a gay bomb for population control?
Yeah, he said the gay bomb was in tap water. If you drink tap water, it's going to turn you gay.
Oh, fuck, I'm gay.
I drink that shit every day.
Oh, shit.
7 years had gone by since that initial comment, and he still believes it, with a 2017 quote saying, "The majority of frogs in most areas of the United States are now gay."
Dude, what? Where are you at?
And he has no source for that information. I don't know if he's asking frogs.
I'm just picturing him like
ribbit once if you're gay.
He's like rifling through a pond and just like grabbing frogs and just like he's like. Okay, I don't want to get too visual with it, but
this is a hard topic to talk about. But you know,
this is a hard topic to talk about.
I mean, this one's a little offensive. But you know, okay, as outlandish as these claims are, because obviously homosexuals have always been around.
I was about to say, like, I think he just doesn't realize that people were just very scared to come out before that.
Yeah, they've always been around, but it's just now, for the most part, in the society that we live in, where it's accepted and celebrated to be open about their sexual orientation. But back in the day, it's if you were gay, you couldn't be yourself. You couldn't say that.
I swear to God, frogs were so terrified back then, and now they're just like frog parades.
Yeah,
I get it.
Okay, but huge butt, hot butt right here. In Alex Jones's defense, it was noted that in 1994, a government lab did legitimately, this did happen, request funds to pursue the development of a weapon that would turn enemy combatants gay. For whatever reason, it was shelved. They never got funded for it. But
there's been a fair share of very, very strange. What year was that?
94, which is surprising to me.
Oh shit!
94. It's really not that long ago.
That's very recent.
Yeah. So it's also noted that this same exact lab attempted to get funded to make bad breath bombs, flatulence bombs, and a bomb that would attract swarms of stinging insects to enemy combatants.
Holy fuck, dude. You got hit by the first two bombs.
So,
that's nuts.
Yeah. So that lab is an episode in its own. Maybe if we can find more information about that.
Honestly,
but,
the third bomb is brilliant. if that's like no, seriously, like
How would you do that?
no, I'm not saying that. I'm just like fuck. I'm not saying smear them in honey. I don't know.
Yeah.
But it's a cool idea where I think they're just like they're sitting on too much money back then in the 90s. You know,
Yeah.
when our economy was doing really well, and they're like, what can we fund?
Yeah.
He's like, let's make a bomb where every time they eat a chip, it goes down sideways and scratches the fuck out of the inside of their throat.
That was probably on a whiteboard or a chalkboard in that lab.
They had a whiteboard full of all of these bombs, and the guy walked in and he goes, fund them all.
Yeah. Just a quick glance, fund them all.
God damn.
Next theory. This one is Robert Mueller is a demon and also a pedophile.
Wait, are these theories?
These are his conspiracy
I'm
theories.
joking.
Yes.
You say he's a demon and a pedophile?
And also a pedophile.
Oh.
For people who do not know who Mueller is, he is an American lawyer, government official, and former Marine who served as the 6th director of the FBI for 12 years until 2013. He was also the lead of the investigations into the Russian interference with the 2016 election. Which I think just ended and was released, wasn't it? Like a week or two ago?
I don't know.
I feel like that recently ended. I'm not up to snuff on that, but
Well, you know what they say, right? They say
people say a lot of things.
they say if you're gonna be a pedophile, definitely run for head of the FBI.
Be a FBI agent, Marine.
Definitely take the job where they look into your background the most.
Yeah.
And
They're like, oh, this guy's real shady. Let's hire him.
They surveillance you greatly.
Yeah. So, Mueller has his own story going on. We can talk about him all the time, but, that's not...
I can't vouch for the demon part. He may be a demon.
You just never know.
Honestly,
demons.
his head's looking kind of big lately.
The demon? The demon?
He got a melon head in him. And a demon.
So Jones, to no surprise to anyone who knows him, is a large Trump supporter, and he loves to attack any of Trump's enemies. Mueller being one of the bigger ones, being that he pursued him in, Russian, all that stuff.
Trump came on his show and was like, Alex, I love what you're doing. Keep up the good work.
Yeah.
And he's just like, thanks.
Yeah. So Jones said, in quotes, everyone's so scared of Mueller, they would let him rape kids in front of people.
Oh,
Hold on.
Okay, I'll let you do this.
They would let him rape kids in front of people, which he did. And Jones also added, that's a demon I will take down or die trying. So that's it. It's going to happen. We're going to walk out into the square politically at high noon, and he's going to find out whether he makes a move, makes the move first, then it's going to happen.
What the fuck? What is that?
Then, it's no joke. It's not a game. It's the real world politically. You're going to get it. Or I'm going to die trying, bitch.
It's hard.
It's talking about like a duel at sunset.
It's hard to read what his ramblings are when he's just throwing like random words in there.
But ending with bitch is just such a good move.
Bitch is a great move. It
Yeah.
really gets your point across. It makes you look smart.
I mean, it's a bold move to go at someone with that power. You got to respect the confidence. Next conspiracy,
Bitch.
So this is a big one, but not one I enjoy so much, and I think we've talked about previously when we were talking about him, and that is Jones's aggressive stance on Sandy Hook, the Sandy Hook shooting.
This one's nuts.
Yeah. He believed that the Sandy Hook shooting was staged by crisis actors. And I'm sure anybody listening is familiar with that event, and I would rather not go into detail about the event itself, but more of what Alex Jones was saying about it.
It was a mass shooting on an island, correct?
No, it was a mass shooting at a school.
Oh, where's the island one? That was in like Sweden.
Yeah, that was in Sweden.
Okay, yeah. So it was mass shooting at like a school. Yeah, and
The children were very young.
and he believes that
They had crisis actors pretending like there was a shooting.
so there was never a shooting.
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of like you kind of hope he's right in a weird way.
But he's not.
Obviously, he's not. But, like, I'm saying, like, it's not like he's saying, like, I'm glad this happened. He was like, it's fake. The government's setting this up. And you're like, dude, I wish you were right.
Yeah.
I really do. But this is real. People lost their lives.
So Alex Jones said, and I quote, "The Sandy Hook shooting was completely fake." And he believes that the government faked it in attempt to promote more restrictive gun control policies.
That's what people say about all these fucking mass shootings. Yeah. It's nuts.
8 families affected by the event have sued Jones for personal pain and saying that he led his followers to harass them, which was a thing that people who followed his show did, like, email, like, call, and be like, "You're a crisis actor. Your child was not murdered."
Whoa.
Yeah.
I mean, imagine having 8 lawsuits on you at one time. Like, he definitely does not have the money to, like, hire a lawyer, his lawyer 8 times, or hire 8 different lawyers. Like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. So realizing later that this was just about the worst fucking thing you could ever say, Jones backpedaled and said that he believed it happened, but insisted that the family suing him were agents of the Democratic Party.
Oh, so they're trying, like, he's like, yeah, this happened, but, like, also, I'm not fully gonna admit I'm wrong. Like, this is them trying to take me down right now.
Yeah,
you know, it's weird.
Just
you know, it's weird.
Take the L. Just give up.
I've met people who I was talking to some guy, and he was like, I'm like, well, like, and he was telling me about conspiracies and stuff. I go, well, you're not like a crisis actor believer, and he's like, and I go, oh, come on. And I was kind of like doing the thing where you go, yeah, maybe. And then he goes, crisis actor. I go, okay, come on, man. He goes, do you know that they, like, film the same interview? Like, they pretend they're in different parking lots or, like, different places, and they're at the same place. I go, that's completely different.
That's just, like, the news.
Than, like, filming a lady who, like, you know, half a town can vouch for her, where she was like, John was my son and he died, and then and he goes, look at this video right here, and he shows me, and he goes, she's not even crying. And I was like, dude, people deal with shock in, like, weird ways. That's not like a good example of somebody of faking it. Is them being just like, I'm in shock still, you know.
Yeah. There's also that great video when he has, I forget the guy's name, but he has, like, the guy on his show, and they start linking Sandy Hook to the Batman Returns movie.
What?
Which one is that? The one with Bane, the last one of the Christopher Nolan films, Batman Returns,
something like that.
Batman Rises.
I don't know. It's the one with Tom Hardy.
Yeah, I think it was that one. Maybe it was The Dark Knight. No, I think it was Batman Rises. But there's one scene where the cops are, like, doing, like, they're, like, drawing out the word.
I know what this is.
And there's, like, one spot where it says Sandy Hook on it, and the movie came out, like, a few days before the shooting happened or something like that.
And
it's
they
like,
go, look, they knew it was going to happen. It was, like, predicted before it happened.
Because the government calls Christopher Nolan, says, hey, we're going to do a school shooting. You should sneak a little Easter egg into your...
Yeah, like, what the fuck? Are you fucking, like... Chris Nolan's like, I really need this in here. Or the government calls up Chris Nolan and goes, hey, we really have to push this Sandy Hook. We got to leave a clue that maybe we were involved in it. It's like, what? Like, the fuck are you talking about, man? Jesus Christ.
So, our last conspiracy. Remember that whole attacks Trump's enemies thing?
Not really. What was that?
Yeah, that Alex Jones hates anybody that's not a Trump supporter.
Oh, okay.
So Jones did not exactly create this theory, but boy did he run with it and love it. And this conspiracy theory is known as Pizzagate.
Oh, I've heard of Pizzagate.
Yes. So the creator of this theory...
I had to look up Pizzagate because I kept seeing Pizzagate everywhere.
Yeah,
I go...
Because you think it's like a funny thing.
I thought it was a funny thing. I mean, it still is a funny thing.
Yeah.
But, like, the implications are gross if, like, you realize what they are. But, like, you want to be taken seriously and you're calling someone fucking Pizzagate?
Yeah. So the creator of this conspiracy theory was a man named Edgar Madison Welch. And he was a self-proclaimed investigator who fired multiple firearm rounds into a kid-friendly Washington, D.C. pizzeria, the Comet Ping Pong, in 2016, Welch was sentenced to 4 years in prison after that.
What does that mean? Comment ping pong.
Comet, like a comet,
Yeah.
like a comet in the sky, not a
Hey,
comment,
like-
but a comet.
Okay, a comet.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the name of the pizza place. Comet
That's
Pizza
what it's
Pong.
Oh, that's what it's called. Okay.
Yeah. So what is Pizzagate, and why are people shooting at pizzerias? The Pizzagate conspiracy claimed that the Democratic presidential candidate Hillary Clinton and her top associates were running a demonic sex trafficking ring inside of the Comet Ping Pong
Yep.
Pizzeria. Followers of the conspiracy relied on vague clues hidden in emails between Clinton and her campaign chairman, which were released during the 2016 WikiLeaks. So they basically thought that this pizzeria was selling kids for sex trafficking, and she was the head of all of it.
Imagine being one of the top political pundits like ever in Washington right now. You know what I mean? Like Hillary Clinton's like, she's been in Washington for over 30
Ages,
years.
yeah.
Over 30 years. And imagine being like, I want to set up a sex ring, not get caught,
In DC.
and also run for president.
Yeah.
I'm going to choose a pizza place. I mean, like,
Yeah.
let alone anything. Like, obviously, that shit's probably, like, I had to say probably because I don't know any of these, like, I'd never looked into any of this, but, like, yes, it's 99.9% untrue.
I mean, there's still a possibility it's true, but, like,
But the funny thing is, like, why the fuck would you set it up in a pizza place with, like, people right above you? Be like, that sounds like Hillary Clinton having sex down there. Be like, oh, no, that's just us making the dough. That's how we make the dough. We have to really rub it. Really
it's all those air bubbles popping.
We got to really rub it. Jesus Christ, why'd I say that? God damn, that's so disgusting.
So, yeah, Jones was issued an apology for his role in promoting the Pizzagate on the day Welch pled guilty. Jones had this to say: I want our viewers and listeners to know that we regret any negative impact our commentaries may have had on the Comet Ping Pong or its employees. We apologize to the extent of our commentaries could be constructed as a negative statement about the pizza place, and we hope that anyone involved in commenting on the Pizzagate will do the same thing.
So this guy who shot rounds into this pizza place got convicted of shooting rounds into a pizza place, and then he backed out?
No, he pled guilty, but part of that was like, I want Alex Jones to apologize, and like, I don't know if it was his like request. I don't. It didn't really clarify whose request it was, but he was like kind of the guy that was just like, I'm gonna take this whole story and make it widely known.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
Interesting. Wait, but the guy, he shot bullets into a pizzeria,
yes,
and then he went to he got convicted. He was guilty,
yeah.
and then he was like, Alex Jones needs to apologize now because
It didn't say who said he needed to. It was just the day that he was
okay.
he was convicted that they were like,
Interesting.
he needs to come out because they were worried that more people.
Oh, gonna start shooting at more pizzerias.
Yeah, they needed to
It was
cut
like
the head of the snake
a,
off.
It was a part of the sentencing. Be like, and Alex Jones also has to, like, we know where the source of this idea came from. It's just like if I was like, hey everybody, go jump into a volcano, and then people started jumping into a volcano, and they're like, hey, you told everybody to jump into a volcano. You got to tell people to not do that now. Okay, that makes more sense.
Yeah. So those are the top 5 conspiracy theories from our sweet boy Alex Jones.
God damn.
And if you don't believe him, you're a coward.
Coward.
And I hate you.
I got blood. I eat meat, and I'm coming. So, yeah, that's Alex Jones. If you guys don't know who he is, it's weird because it's like he's like your drunk uncle who you kind of like really enjoy watching.
You love him, but you hate him.
Yeah, like he's like really fun when he's drunk and he's saying some like crazy stuff, and you're like, "Ha, like you're so crazy." And then all of a sudden he says something like wildly racist, and you're like, "Oh, this isn't cool anymore." And that's what Alex Jones does when he brings up like the Sandy Hook stuff, and you're like, "Oh,
Takes it a little too far.
can you go back to the frogs being
Gay,
tricked into
yeah.
gay water?" You know what I mean? It's like that's so stupid. You know what I mean? So I don't know. It's interesting, but he has a whole like 3-hour podcast with like Joe Rogan or some shit like that.
I watched the first like 30 minutes of it.
It's like 3 hours.
I think it's 4.
Holy shit.
Yeah, I watched the first like 30 minutes of it, and like in the beginning, you're like, you kind of sympathize with him. You're like, oh, like he just kind of seems like a normal guy who got like pulled. He kind of like made this character and like couldn't back away from it and just kept rolling with it until it got him like way too deep.
That's what happens with a lot of these people.
It's like riffraff, you know.
Yeah.
And
get pigeonholed.
But then I saw clips of later in the interview, and he's talking about space wizards using orbs to control time or something like that.
It's almost like your hobby that you're like you made into a career, and now you're like,
you're just stuck in it.
Yeah.
He's really good at what he does. I'm not going to say what he does is good.
There's a big difference.
Yeah.
You're good at what you do.
Yeah.
But it's not what you do is good.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Well, I love that. I mean, I love anything Alex Jones.
I love him.
Not really, but like I do kind of. You know,
Yeah.
It's so funny and interesting.
It's a
And
different kind of love.
As long as you take it as like a weird satire, don't take it like personal or don't take it serious, then you could probably enjoy a little bit and go crazy Uncle Terry. There you go.
Yep.
So, okay. Well, I think that's our episode for the day.
Yep.
Heard about some melon heads and another melon head and fuck.
Coward.
And cowards and pigs on steering wheels and all that fun stuff, you know.
Kissing goblins.
So, melon heads are Hillary Clinton in a trench coat. But, yeah, so thank you guys for tuning in. We love it. We love when you guys tune in and listen and reach out to us. And if you guys like it, send us an email. You know, we always usually reach out and correspond. So if you have any weird questions or weird stories or regular questions for us or anything like that, just hit us up. If you just
need some advice, let us know. Seriously,
don't take advice from us.
Just ask. We'll give you some real good advice. Beginning of next episode, just send us some questions.
Yeah. So and all of our hyperlinks: Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. We are the worst people at social media. We're so bad.
Are we?
We don't tweet and we don't Facebook, but we Instagram these pictures. So if you guys want to see what some lemon heads look like, and you want to see what some Alex Jones looks like,
we need to get some of those really good videos of Alex Jones and put those up because those are so funny.
We definitely are.
Yeah.
So
we definitely need the running across the street one.
No, I'm coming. Coward. So we're definitely gonna post those on Instagram. That's our most active one. It's I think it's like at Camp Strange Podcast.
Sounds right.
Instagram, whatever. Yeah. So check us out there. And we also got merch. If you guys like merch.
Yeah.
We got some people buying merch recently. And,
I'm not joking. The shirts are comfy as hell.
Yeah. And if you guys like shirts, you know, I had your address in there. And maybe I sent some stickers your way. So if you buy a shirt,
maybe a handwritten note.
Maybe a handwritten note thanking you. You know,
that we kissed. We kissed the note.
We kissed the note. Anyway,
better hope that's all we did to it.
What else we got, dude?
What are you talking about? Oh God, are we doing that? I never prepared for this. We got combs.
We got rainbows.
We got Wrangler jeans, baby.
Ooh, we got Brett Yard. We got Brett Favre with the 90-yard touchdown pass,
I'll
baby.
take that all day. Go, Pack, go. We got loaves of bread that expired last week.
We got blonde roasted coffee.
You like salmon? We don't have any salmon, but we got some halibut.
Halibut is the stinkiest fucking fish. I used to work in a meat department. Halibut smells like shit.
Does it? I don't really. Salmon's the only fish I eat.
No, salmon's like less fishy.
Okay, we got Panama hats.
Oh, you took mine.
You're going to say Panama hats?
I just meant you took my next one. We got a hippie that smells like patchouli oil.
Y'all need some screwdrivers that are, you know, usually you get the screws that are, what do you call that when they get busted and you can't screw anymore?
Stripped.
Yeah, we got stripped screwdrivers.
We got strippers and screwdrivers.
We got screwdriver drinks with strippers with screwdrivers.
Okay, and I think we're done. We got an end of an episode right there. So thank you guys for tuning in. We love it. Like I said,
we got Vaseline.
Stop. That's playing a part in something. Cool. And I don't know how to fucking end this, man. You got anything
Real
to say?
I don't know. Rate and review.
You got anything to? Oh yeah, if you guys rate and review, you guys, we love it if you rate and review. Thank you. If you listen this far, if you haven't rate and review, come on.
Hey, Bogle Wines.
Stop, Burger King. Come on, rate and review us.
Have it your way.
You got anything else to say?
Nope.
All right. Well, you know how we always end this. We say it. You love it. I say it. But don't forget to stay strange.